after we just talked about, I don't know, was it last week or the week before, that we were happy that Rey Mysterio was the one starting off Raw or SmackDown, whatever it was, and we were like, well, it's better than having the Bloodline. That lasted long because
that lasted a week.
The last like 3 shows have been opened by the Bloodline. But anyway, so they come out and Paul Heyman gets on the mic and starts talking, blah, 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 blah. And the Judgment Day come out. And at first I was very confused because I was like, what is happening? And then the whole thing continued. And I was even more confused because I was like, when did this beef start? What happened that I missed that led to this? You know, like this stare down in the ring. Like, I was here for it. I was like, I love this. But I was just very confused. But then when Heyman, it was very confusing, and I feel like they didn't handle it very well either. Like, I feel like I'm still confused. Anyway, so Paul Heyman was talking, and he was saying, like, basically that he spoke to Roman, and this plan was agreed upon between him and the tribal chief, and that the only other member of the Bloodline that knew about it was Solo. So obviously that adds a little bit more of a twist to the tension that they are trying to sell us between the Usos and Roman Reigns post-Mania.
It was brilliant.
Which, it's great, but I'm not going to get into it, but it just irritates me because it's not going to hit as hard as if Roman were there. Anyway, so basically the Usos are thrown off by it, and you can tell that they're kind of like, what the hell? So they go into it and say, Judgment Day and the Bloodline are going to basically team up together temporarily so that Judgment Day can help the Bloodline by taking out Kevin Owens, Sammy, and Riddle. And the Bloodline said they will help deal with Bad Bunny, which that is part, I don't understand the correlation. Like, this, I think, was just their way of getting, like,
they both
Bloodline.
Got problems. That's all it is. They both got problems.
I know, but, like, why do you need the Judgment Day to help you? It's just very weird, but it helps get them on Backlash, possibly.
Yeah.
Because right now, it didn't look like the Bloodline was going to be on Backlash. We know that Roman's probably not going to be there. So then this continues in a little after that with the backstage segment, which I'm sorry. I love this because Paul Heyman says, like, oh, like, are you satisfied with the plan or whatever? And Finn says, eh.
If that's what you think, I got 2 words for you.
And I just loved how Heyman was, like, very, very upset with that response. He was like, eh. Like, he was just so, like, ew.
Yeah.
But I'm like yeah. I don't know. So basically, I'm intrigued, I would say, but the whole meshing of these two teams is still a little confusing for me.
No, I love it because you got to do it. Okay, you got to do some sort of meshing of factions and whatnot, especially leading to the draft, because let's take the fans' perspective. We have no idea what's going to happen, before the draft.
They have to draft. They have to do drafting. I feel like you should draft the faction.
Oh, that's going to happen. Yeah.
Draft all of Judgment Day to SmackDown.
Yeah, that's
like,
that's the
don't
plan.
Just be like, oh, of the Usos, I'm going to take Jay. It's like, don't do that.
That's not how things work here. So what they're doing now is to mesh these factions so that they can kind of, see each other different light. There's a weird time, like maybe they both end up on Raw or they feud again because maybe Jay and Jimmy have the tag title or something, and Finn and Dom want them, or Damian, whatever. It doesn't matter. Point is that it's just more storytelling for them, and there's just more you can do there. And plus, like, they're the 2 factions that run Raw, And so it's getting to that point where you need to have them go up against the Bloodline, and by that I mean Judgment Day, to legitimize them.